The text came at 6:47 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Family dinner tomorrow for p.m. sharp. Don't be late this time. Marcus, my brother. Within minutes, the group chat lit up. Mom, can't wait to see everyone. Dad, I'll bring the wine. Jennifer, finally a normal Christmas. Normal? Sure. I sat in my San Francisco office, 43 floors above glittering city lights. Everyone had gone home hours ago. Even my assistant. The building was silent except for the hum of servers and the faint echo of my own success. Q4 revenue, $847 million, up 340% from last year. Series D closed at $2.3 billion valuation. The IPO roadshow was locked for January, but to my family, I was still the kid who never grew up. I typed back, I'll be there. No one responded. They never did, unless it was to correct, criticize, or compare. Growing up, I was the strange one. Marcus was the football star, Jennifer, the debate champion, and me, the quiet kid who lived inside a glowing screen. At 12, I built a simple to-do list app, 17 downloads. Dad called it cute. Mom worried I was isolating myself. At 16, I sold my first software project for $40,000. Used it to pay for community college. Dad's reaction? At least it's something. When I dropped out at 19 to build my startup full-time, the family dinners became unbearable. You're throwing away your education, Mom cried. It's a phase, Dad said. You're embarrassing us, Marcus sneered. That was 8 years ago. I'm 27 now. And nothing's changed, at least not in their eyes. I still drive my 7-year-old Honda Civic. Still wear the same J. Crew shirts. Still live in a modest apartment in Oakland. Not because I have to, because it's easier. When I used to show signs of success, they called it putting on airs. So I stopped showing. Christmas Day came cold and gray. The Bay Bridge shimmered beneath the fog as I drove toward Walnut Creek, the same suburban palace where I grew up. Marcus's Tesla gleamed in the driveway. Jennifer's Mercedes sat beside it. My Civic looked like it didn't belong. I grabbed the wine I'd brought, a $400 Bordeaux, disguised as a $30 bottle, and rang the doorbell. Mom answered, smile flickering into worry. Ryan, you look thin. Are you eating properly? I'm fine, Mom. Still doing that computer thing? Yes, Mom. She sighed. The house smelled like roasted turkey and disappointment. Marcus was in the living room, center stage. Dad and Uncle Robert laughed at whatever story he was telling, probably about quarterly bonuses. His suit screamed success. He looked up as I entered. The entrepreneur has arrived. Marcus announced. So tell me, how's the startup life? Still burning through investor money. Uncle Robert chuckled. Dad looked away. It's going well, I said, setting the bottle down. Going well, Marcus repeated, using air quotes. Means still broke, but pretending not to be. Jennifer appeared, 2 kids in tow. Ryan, sweetie, she said. When are you going to get a real job? You're almost 30. I have a job. Playing with apps isn't a job, she said, genuinely trying to help. Marcus knows people. He could get you interviews. Entry level, maybe, but it's a start. I appreciate it, I said softly. But I'm fine. Dinner was a ritual. Same table, same lectures. Dad carved the turkey like he was auditing it. Robert's grandson just got a position at Google, he said proudly. 6 figures, stock options. That's the kind of opportunity you're missing, Ryan. Congratulations to him, I murmured. Marcus leaned in. See, that's what I don't get. You've got the skills. You could work anywhere in Silicon Valley. But instead, you're wasting time on this startup fantasy. What is it even called? Quantum something? Quantum solutions, I said. He smirked. What does it even do? We develop AI-powered logistics optimization software for supply chain management. The table went silent. Then Marcus burst out laughing. Jesus, Ryan. Even your elevator pitch sounds fake. It's real. Sure it is, champ. He sipped the wine I brought. How many clients? Several hundred enterprise customers. He grinned. So 10. No one laughed louder than Marcus. Marcus, leave your brother alone, Mom said. But even she sounded unsure. I'm trying to help, he said. Ryan, You know how many startups fail? 90%. You're playing pretend. You need to get real. I'm doing fine. Fine. Dad scoffed. You're 27, driving that old car, living in Oakland. Meanwhile, your brother's a partner. Jennifer runs a sales team. What do you run, a website? We have offices in 3 cities, I said quietly. 247 employees. The table exploded in laughter. Ryan, Marcus said, wiping his eyes. Come on. Stop. You don't have to keep lying to us. We're family. I'm not lying. Then prove it, Marcus challenged. Show us a pay stub. A bank statement. Anything. I set down my fork. Looked him dead in the eye. I don't need to prove anything. Marcus's voice rose, dripping with anger and arrogance. Because you can't. The room fell silent, except for the hum of the dining room chandelier. The words hit like a slap. You know what I think? Marcus leaned forward, eyes burning. I think you're a fraud, Ryan. You've been lying for 8 years, and now you actually believe your own lie. Mom's fork froze halfway to her mouth. Ryan, she said softly, if you're struggling financially, we can help. Your father and I. I don't need money, Mom. Dad's voice cut through, firm and sharp. Pride won't pay your bills, son. The world doesn't reward dreamers. It rewards people who show up, do the work, and build something real. I have built something real, I said quietly. Marcus laughed, a dry, bitter sound. Then where is it? Huh, where's the proof? The magazine covers? The success? If you'd built a billion-dollar company, we'd know. Everyone would know. I took a sip of water, buying time, holding my composure. They wouldn't believe me. They never did. Not 8 years ago. Not now. Then Tom, my sister's husband, the quiet one, finally spoke. You know, he said, my company uses some supply chain software. Maybe I've heard of yours. What's it called again? Quantum Solutions. He typed it in, fingers tapping fast. Then silence. His face drained of color. Holy. Jennifer leaned over. What? What is it? Tom turned the phone around. TechCrunch headline. Quantum Solutions raises $850 million Series D at a $2.3 billion valuation. The table went dead silent. Marcus snatched the phone. No, this has to be some other company. Keep reading, I said. His eyes flicked down the screen. Founder, Ryan Chin, age 27. Client, Amazon, Walmart, FedEx, 73 Fortune 500 companies. This is bullshit, Marcus muttered, but his voice wavered. These articles can be faked. Then Dad's phone buzzed. Loud. Mom's, Jennifer's, Uncle Robert's, all at once. The same alert flashed on every screen. CNBC breaking news. Youngest billion-dollar CEO revealed. Ryan Chin, 27, takes Quantum Solutions public in landmark IPO. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Dad just stared. Marcus went white. No, Jennifer whispered. This can't be real. Uncle Robert started scrolling, desperate, pulling up site after site. Forbes, Bloomberg, CNN Business, all saying the same thing. My phone started ringing too. Head of Communications. Declined. CFO. Declined again. The IPO wasn't supposed to go public until Monday, I said calmly. But CNBC got early access to our filing. My team's been trying to reach me for 20 minutes. Tom was trembling as he checked LinkedIn. Jesus Christ. Founder and CEO of Quantum Solutions. Stanford dropout. I never went to Stanford, I corrected. Got accepted, sure. But I went to community college. It was cheaper. I could build my company while I studied. Marcus's thumb scrolled furiously. This says you have clients in 47 countries, projected $1.2 billion in revenue, and your net worth. He froze. This says you're worth $3.7 billion. The number hung in the air like smoke. Dad made a strangled sound, somewhere between pride and disbelief. Jennifer started crying. Uncle Robert sat back, pale. Marcus stood up suddenly, his chair screeching. No, you were broke. You lived at home. You drove that piece of junk car. I still drive it, I said simply. It gets me where I need to go. Mom's voice cracked. Why didn't you tell us? I met her eyes. Would you have believed me? Silence. Heavy. Honest. 8 years ago, I said, you called it a phase. 3 years ago, when we landed Amazon, you thought I was lying. Last year, when we opened offices overseas, you said I was in debt. Every time I tried to share something, you dismissed it. So I stopped trying. Marcus sank back down. We didn't know. You didn't want to know, I said softly. You decided who I was, and nothing I did could change that. Dad's phone rang again. He answered, voice hollow. Yes, this is Richard Chin. A reporter? No, I don't have any comment. He looked at me, broken. Yes, he's my son. One by one, everyone's phones began to ring. Mom's, Jennifer's, Marcus's. Don't answer, I said. They'll find you eventually. But not tonight. Reporters? Jennifer whispered. I nodded. Apparently, being the youngest self-made billionaire of the year makes headlines. I checked my phone. 47 missed calls. My comms team will handle it. But they'll dig into family too. Comes with the territory. Uncle Robert cleared his throat. How big is the IPO? We're offering 18% of the company, I said. Projected opening valuation, $4.2 billion. Could change depending on the market. No one spoke. The only sound was the buzz of phones and the quiet realization that everything they thought they knew about me had just shattered. I could see it in their faces, the disbelief, the confusion, the dawning realization. Marcus's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. He glanced down, and the color drained from his face, turning from white to a sickly green. I'm getting messages from everyone, he muttered. My partners, my clients, everyone's asking. His eyes lifted to mine. They're asking if I'm related to you. You are, I said simply. They're asking why I never mentioned it. What did you tell them? He didn't answer. He couldn't. Jennifer's phone rang again. She glanced at the screen and gasped. It's Sarah from the PDA. How does she already know? It's the top business story in the country right now, I said quietly. Everyone knows. Tom was still scrolling, his voice trembling as he read aloud. Chen's company revolutionized supply chain logistics with proprietary AI algorithms that cut shipping costs by 37%. Major clients include Amazon, Walmart, Target, FedEx, UPS, DHL, he swallowed. Over 500 enterprise customers worldwide. 247 employees, Dad repeated softly. You said that earlier. I smiled faintly. I know. Mom was crying openly now. Ryan, I'm so sorry. We didn't. It's fine, Mom. It's not fine. Her voice broke. We've been terrible to you. For years. We dismissed everything you did, and all this time you were, her words trailed off. My phone buzzed again, the screen flashing with my chairman's name. I sighed. Excuse me. I need to take this. I stepped out into the cold backyard, the air biting against my skin. Doug, I answered. I saw the alerts, he said sharply. Ryan, what the hell happened? You're supposed to be managing your family tonight. Instead, you're trending #1 on Twitter. Our stock's already moving in pre-market speculation. I'm handling it. Handle it faster. We've got a press call in 30 minutes. The opening bell's in 3 days, and this leak is chaos. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Ryan. 45 minutes, Doug. I'm with my family. I hung up and stood there for a moment, staring at the old house where I'd grown up. Through the window, I saw them, my family, faces glowing blue from their phone screens, reading article after article about a man they thought they knew. When I walked back inside, everything felt different. The tension was gone, replaced by something heavier. Fear. Marcus stood first. Ryan, I need to apologize. I was completely out of line earlier. I had no idea. It's fine, I said, cutting him off. It's not fine. I was cruel. I said awful things. You said what you believed was true. But I was wrong. Completely wrong. I need you to know that I'm sorry. And if there's anything I can do. There's nothing to do, Marcus. I checked my watch. I need to leave. Press call in 40 minutes. Traffic will be bad. You're leaving? Mom asked softly. I have responsibilities. But it's Christmas. I know. But when you're the CEO of a company going public, you don't get holidays off. Dad rose slowly. Uncertainty in every movement, a look I'd never seen on him before. Son, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. Yes, I do. His voice steadied. I was wrong about you. I thought I was teaching you about responsibility and hard work, but you were already living those values, just in a way I didn't understand. I nodded. I know you thought you were helping. I wasn't helping. I was hurting. His eyes shimmered. And I'm sorry. Jennifer stepped closer, cautious, as if I might vanish. Ryan, can we start over? Can we actually have a relationship? One that isn't built on misunderstanding? Maybe, I said honestly. But it'll take time. Uncle Robert cleared his throat. For what it's worth, kid, I'm impressed. More than impressed. What you've built, it's extraordinary. Thank you. Marcus was still standing, trembling slightly. Ryan, you don't understand. My colleagues, my partners, they're all asking why I never mentioned you. They're questioning my judgment, wondering what else I've missed. What do you want me to say, Marcus? I don't know. I've spent my whole career being the successful one, the one everyone looks up to. And now, everyone's looking at me like I'm blind for not seeing what my own brother was doing. I'm sorry that's difficult for you, I said quietly, and I meant it. That's it? That's all you have to say. What else is there? You treated me like a failure for 8 years. Now you're upset because that makes you look bad. I don't know how to fix that for you. He sat down heavily, hands over his face. Mom stepped forward, eyes red and glistening. Will you come back? For another dinner, a real one, where we actually listen to you. Maybe. After the IPO settles down. When will that be? A few months. Maybe 6. 6 months, she whispered. That's so long. It's how long it takes. My phone buzzed again, probably my comms director having a panic attack. I sighed. I should go. Wait, Jennifer said suddenly. The wine you brought, Tom opened it earlier. He said it tasted expensive. It was, how expensive? 400. Her eyes widened. You brought a $400 bottle of wine, and let us think it was cheap. You wouldn't have believed it was expensive, just like you didn't believe anything else. I walked toward the door. They followed me, unsure, hesitant, like children in a storm. Dad caught my arm. His grip was soft. Ryan, I know I don't have the right to ask, but are you happy? With everything you've built? I thought for a moment. I'm satisfied. The work matters. The problems we solve are real. And I built something that lasts. He looked at me deeply. But are you happy? I met his eyes. Happiness, I said quietly, is complicated. I was okay. More than okay. He nodded slowly, eyes glistening. That's all I ever wanted for you. No, I said softly. You wanted me to be safe, to fit inside your version of success. What I wanted was to build something extraordinary. Those aren't the same thing. The cold December air hit me as I stepped outside. Behind me, I could hear Mom crying again. Jennifer whispering to comfort her. Marcus followed me out to my car. Ryan, wait please. I turned to face him. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, he said, voice breaking. But I need you to know I'm proud of you. Even if I was too blind to see it before. I'm proud now. Okay. That's it? That's all you're going to say? What do you want me to say, Marcus? That everything's fine? That we're good? We're not good. You spent 8 years calling me a failure. One apology doesn't undo that. He nodded, defeated. I know, but maybe one day. I didn't answer. I just got into my beat-up but loyal 7-year-old Honda Civic and drove away from the house I'd never truly belonged to. My phone buzzed nonstop the entire drive back to San Francisco. By the time I reached my office, the story had blown up everywhere. Boy genius, Silicon Valley's youngest billionaire. The logistics revolution. My communications team was in full damage control mode. The CFO was fielding analyst calls, and my strategy officer was coordinating with the underwriters. It was chaos, the kind I thrived in. Doug, my chairman, met me at the door. Thank God you're here. CNBC wants an exclusive tomorrow morning. Bloomberg's asking for you in the evening. And we've got 17 other requests. Schedule whatever makes sense for the IPO, I said. He hesitated. Your family's trending on Twitter. People found your brother's LinkedIn. They're comparing his career to yours. Let them. It's not pretty. That's not my problem. Doug studied me. You don't seem upset. Why would I be? I built a $4.2 billion company. If my family's uncomfortable with that, that's on them. Cold, he murmured. Practical, I corrected. The press calls went smoothly. I talked about technology, expansion, innovation, confident, calm, composed. The perfect face of a newly public CEO. When the last call ended around 11 p.m., I checked my phone. 43 unread messages. Mom, I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. Please forgive us. Dad, son, we need to talk. Really talk. Jennifer, the kids keep asking about their famous uncle. Can we visit? Marcus, everyone at work is asking about you. I don't know what to tell them. I didn't reply to any of them. Instead, I reopened the CNBC article, actually reading it this time. The photo was from our Series C announcement, me standing outside our headquarters, serious, focused. The headline read, "The silent genius behind Silicon Valley's next giant." If only they knew why I'd really stayed silent all those years. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. Saw the news. Congrats. You always said you'd do something big. Professor Martinez, my old computer science teacher from community college, the only one who'd ever believed in me when I was 19, coding prototypes after hours in his lab. I smiled and typed back, thanks. Couldn't have done it without your lab access. His reply came instantly. You would have found a way. You always do. I set the phone down and looked out at the San Francisco skyline. Somewhere across the bay, my family was probably still at that dinner table, trying to piece together what had just happened. But I wasn't angry anymore. Not bitter. Not searching for validation. I was just done. Done needing their approval. Done shrinking to fit their comfort. Done explaining myself. I had built something extraordinary, exactly like I'd promised myself I would. If they couldn't see it until the world told them, that said everything about them and nothing about me. In 3 days, the IPO would open. My company would become a household name. My net worth would be public record. And my family would have to reconcile the person they dismissed with the person I'd become. That was their problem to solve. I had a billion-dollar company to run. I flipped open my laptop and pulled up our Q1 projections, expansion into Europe and South America, 3 new product launches, global partnerships. A world to change, one optimized supply chain at a time. My phone buzzed again. Marcus, please call me. We need to talk about this. I turned the screen face down. Some conversations could wait. Some weren't worth having at all. And some victories, the best ones, didn't need anyone else's validation. The breaking news headline said it all. Youngest billion-dollar CEO revealed.